Hi everyone, welcome to Real Life. And today I'm very excited to introduce to you all our very special guest for this episode. She's no other than singer-songwriter, music pastor, and an advocate of anti-child trafficking, Salome Oro.
Hi there.
Hi! How should I call you?
Sal.
Sal. Okay, palagi na lang si Sal. Or is that, no, that's Val. Val or Sal?
No
anyway.
idea.
Well, that's an old movie. That's a really old movie, which I don't expect you to know because we're just about the same age.
Just your age.
Yeah, di ba? Okay. So, Sal, please tell us about your interest in music. I know that aside from writing music, you also sing. And recently, you have just gotten an award for a song that you've written.
Yes.
And you also sing yourself. What is the title of this song?
Hear the Cry of the Children.
Hear the Cry of the Children. And tell us, please, what the song is all about.
Well, the song is really, it's an appeal for people to understand that, you know, Cebu is a wonderful place, right? It's a place where tourists come. It's a place where the beach, and the sand, and you know, everything about Cebu is supposed to be great. But beneath it, there is really a cry that comes from children who are being abused sexually. Some are being sold by their own parents. And that is a sad state. And when I found out about it, and when my church, specifically my senior pastor, found out about it, we felt that we should be an advocate, you know, to give these children a voice. Because they're very helpless. That's how the song came about.
Okay. Actually, what we really don't realize is that this situation, you know, with the children is actually very real, you know, because when tourists come to Cebu, like you mentioned earlier, what they experience is the beauty of the beach, you know, the smiles and the warmth of the people, the hospitality. But recently, what we've noticed in the news is that, you know, these things actually take place. They actually happen, you know. And how did you find out about it? I mean, like, what was the actual awakening, you know?
Do you believe in dreams?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, well, it came as a dream. You know, my senior pastor, Pastor Joe, we call him Pops. He was dreaming, and in that dream, it was not even, you know, good enough to mention in public. It was such a disturbing dream, and there was a voice in that dream because he was watching all these sexual things going on with different kinds of people, and he was said, "Why am I dreaming this?" And he heard a voice say, "This is happening in your city." And then so after the dream, it was so disturbing that he woke up and he prayed, and after several weeks he kept praying. He felt an impression that kids were involved, you know, little kids. And we are ministering to about close to about 2,800 to 2,000 kids every Saturday to feed them, street children. So they are close to our hearts. These little kids running around the street, you know. And so when he felt that, you know, I think children are involved here. So we started praying, Alexis. And then I don't know if you heard about Ella Joy Pique. There's this a case about this 6-year-old child who was, you know, found dead. And when we started praying, and this case started coming out, you know, just about weeks after, and it's about they think that she was abducted, and it was by child traffickers. That, you know, they sell pictures of little children. This is a 6-year-old beautiful child, and I have an apo who's 4-year-old, and they're being used now to be prostituted by their own parents. And so that kind of triggered something. So we kept praying, and it's like almost every day now, you know that, you see that in our local newspapers, that it's coming out. People are coming out, they're getting caught, and all that stuff. Now before, excuse me, before this particular contest came out, I felt, in the middle of my prayer, I felt an inspiration to write this song for the children. And then about, let's say, 3 weeks after, International Justice Missions came out with a songwriting contest.
And then you put it in.
And then, since we know Jules Boncaras who's heading it, he emailed me, he FB'd me, "Why don't you join this?" this thing. I said, I already have a song. I said, you already have a song? I said, yeah. So it's like you can see divine providence, you know, putting it all together. And so I won third prize in this event, and I joined it not to win. A lot of people were asking, why is a veteran singer joining a contest like this? I said, I didn't do it to win. I did it so that they'll have a voice. And we did it in Ayala. It was an open public space. And I was able to sing about it, really asking the public to be more involved. Because there are cases where they go out of school, these little children, and a van is waiting. And they give these little kids candies, you know, and then so the kids, of course, they don't know anything. They're very innocent. So they pretend like they look like mommies, very unthreatening. But inside the van, they kidnap these kids. There are incidents like that where they go to public schools and then you don't see the kid. It's happening in the provinces as well as in the city. And in SM, it's all over. So this has created in us, even me, a desire to really champion it personally, even just as a person, because children are the most defenseless people on earth. I mean, I have, you know, I love all kinds of people, Alexis, I do. That's why I'm a minister. But when it comes to kids, they are trusting you, you know, and then, but then they end up so, if you talk to the DSW, the social workers and the people there, their lives are destroyed because they feel like that is love. They're being used and that is love. And so when they grow up, they don't know they're psychologically changed forever. And it is such a sad state that this city is supposed to be the most hospitable city, and we can offer tourists a lot more. And we don't want to be known to be, and we are known. Cebu is a major source, transit, and destination of anti-child trafficking. Major in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, actually, this is very surprising news to hear. It's very heavy,
It's
actually,
heavy. Sorry, but really, it is sad.
So have you actually spoken to an actual victim of this?
No, but we are closely working with international justice missions, and they're the ones who do the raid. They really have actual raids, and we made actually an MTV using this song with Christian Broadcasting Nation. They did it for free because when we talked to them about it, they started weeping. He said, we're going to help you make an MTV. So I'm giving you a copy of that if you want to use it, just to make the public aware. We're trying to rally mothers or women to really stand. It's like MAD in Canada, where there was this mom whose daughter was killed by a drunken driver. And she was only 18, freshly graduated, a beauty queen, and she was run down by an alcoholic. And that made her enraged enough to make a stand and rally other mothers to let a law be passed that drunken drivers should be in prison. There should be justice. And they were able to pass it. So we want, now that is a drunken driver, but here it's about children. And we want mothers to own the vision. We want the public actually. Young people, old people, male, female, to understand that this is happening, and you know, we can have a better image than this because our country is so beautiful, our city is so beautiful.
I just can't imagine, like what you mentioned earlier, when vans park outside the school and mothers, you know, like very mother looking. You know, I mean, would lure in the children, and I'm sure they're mothers themselves.
That's right.
You know, and like you mentioned earlier, there are actually mothers who sell their own children. You know, I mean, that's just hard for me to imagine. Okay,
Very hard.
Guys, do stick around, because when we come back, we're gonna get to know more about Salome and their advocacy right here on Real Life. So stick around for that.